All right, so today I want to teach you two different ways to create graffiti style lettering. Now, I've got my paper set up portrait style, so you can see it shorter on the top and longer on the sides. And on the top left, I'm going to write the word bubble. Like that. And then in the top right, I'm going to write the word geometric. I'll write that nice and big. Geometric, geometric. And these are the two styles that we are going to be spending some time with. Now, we're going to focus on bubble style first. Now, underneath the word bubble, a couple of key characteristics are round edges. So when you think of the word bubble, I want you to think of ovals. So round edges and lots of ovals. Now, underneath this, let's sketch out three letters. So very, very lightly, let's sketch out a letter A. Let's sketch out a letter B. And then down below, a letter C. Now, I drew these fairly large, and I drew them very light. Now, feel free to pause this video and rewind this as many times as you need to. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's learn how to transform a letter into a bubble style letter. So let's zoom in a little bit, and we're focusing over here on this A. Now, one second, there we go. Now, the way to do this is to look at the letter and determine how many lines there are. So for this A, we have 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. So I want to transform each of these lines into an oval. So kind of watch this. I'm going to draw this directly on top of my letter. So for this line right here, just kind of watch how I do this. Just turn that line into a shape. And then let's do this line right here. Okay? And then the third line right here, now, what I want to do next is I want to take my eraser and I'm going to erase the lines on the inside that we started with. So it still looks like a letter A, but instead of lines, we now have shapes. And that would be a bubble style of letter. Let's do the same thing for B. Down here, we've got 1 line, and then this is where you kind of have to be creative. You can decide, hey, that's a line, and that's a line, or that's just one unique shape. So you get some freedom to decide, what to do with each of these letters. So let's turn this line here into an oval. Like that. And then here's kind of a cool way I could do this. Instead of, turning each of these into an oval shape, I'm just going to kind of erase this a little bit. And in the little opening here, I can just draw a fun little shape. But I want to keep it really small, for the graffiti style. We don't want to draw like a really wide open B like a shape like that. Keep it really small. And keep it kind of round. And then the letter C, let's move down a little bit. Kind of the same thing. The C is just 1 line like this. So, you can just make it really, really thick. Like that, with just a little tiny opening in there. And bubble style is a fairly simple style of graffiti. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some work where we do actual words together. But bubble style is pretty cool on its own right there. So why don't you practice some other letters when you get a chance too? But those would be great little examples right there. And part 2 is going to show geometric letters.